It's time to discuss the Premier League once again. We're down to round 18, and that means we're halfway into the season, and things are coming quick and fast. Nowhere for Victor to hide anymore about the table. Yeah, he has to look at it no matter how he wants to pretend about Liverpool. But yeah, let's talk about what will happen this weekend. The action promises to be exciting. And first off, looking at Manchester United with Newcastle, Victor. Bookmakers actually have Manchester United as slight favorites to win that game. Do you sort of agree with that?
Okay, look, it's two teams with the exact same form over their last 5 games in all competitions. Both United and Newcastle, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss for each. I suppose it's only natural that the bookies will favor the hosts slightly, and it is really slightly. Newcastle will not lie down for this one, obviously, but they have been under par away from home recently, and they need to work very hard to get all 3 points here. I could see a draw happening, but I think that's the more likely outcome. If I had to pick one favorite between the two, though, for me, it's Newcastle.
Interesting. And over to you, Max. Manchester City, of course, they are favourites to beat Nottingham Forest. And even in our prediction video, myself and Big tipped City to win. Or do you think there's the slight chance of an upset against Nottingham Forest?
I mean, there's always the chance, but you should consider how high is it. And I'd probably say it's quite low, but looking at the recent results at home for Nottingham Forest, they've been really doing great, I'd say, because they have 4 wins, 1 draw, and only 1 loss against Brighton. But at the end of the day, when you look at Man City that won 7 games in a row, Haaland destroying every defense he faces, and it just feels like they're gonna win anyways. But I feel like Nottingham Forest can give at least a fight here.
Yeah, fair point. And back to you, Victor. Should Arsenal be worried about Brighton, given the nature of their goals in their last 3 games, own goals and a penalty?
Oh, man. Let's put it this way. No team pushing for the upper positions in the table has looked shakier to me than Arsenal in the last few games. Since that draw against Chelsea, the only properly convincing performance that they've put in was that 3-0 away to Brugge. Yes, they have been winning, but I really don't think this is what Arteta envisions his team playing. They should count themselves lucky that they're only facing Brighton, who have only managed to win against Leeds, Brentford, and Forest in their last 10 games. I can't say that the Brighton win should be considered a proper upset in this context, because if you look at the way Arsenal have been playing, I think their recent results have been about as lucky as Liverpool's start to the season, those 5 wins in a row that could all realistically have been draws. So, yeah, of course, Arsenal are going to be favorites, but they need to start playing better ASAP.
Fair point. And Max, which side is looking more likely to win between Brentford and Bournemouth?
I mean, it has to be Brentford, especially if you look at the recent form at home for Brentford and on road for Bournemouth. They're not winning a 6 game in a row. And I found a funny stat that last time Bournemouth won on road was more than 20 years ago against Brentford. And it was League One game. Since then, they have 7 wins for Brentford and 5 draws. So I'm pretty sure that Brentford is not losing and most likely winning here.
That's an interesting start. And just on a final note for this video, Victor, will Everton fancy their chances of returning to winning ways against a woeful Burnley side?
Yeah, I think so. Look, I've backed them in our predictions show as well, and it must be said it has a bit more to do with Burnley being terrible than with Everton actually playing good football. I feel like this is a consolidation season for Everton. They've been flirting with relegation for the last 4 seasons. Okay, safe enough last season, but still. They will want to solidify themselves as comfortable mid-table, perhaps top half side, and then hopefully push for Europe in 2 years. They need to beat teams that are as weak as Burnley if they are serious about this.
Yeah, fair enough. I share the same sentiment as well, but we've still got more Premier League games to discuss for round 18. It promises to be exciting, promises to be fun, promises to give us some shocking results like I predicted. And in another video, we'll be doing justice to the remainder of the games happening this weekend. Stay tuned so you don't miss out.